Hey guys, we're back with the house in Fata Morgana. When we last left off, we were in the middle of Mell's, I think it's backstory, you could call it. Flashback, or reminiscence. One of those. And we should be finishing it up this time. Probably we'll get a bit beyond that this time too, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how long it is. Yeah. It's only been, like, what, a day since I last recorded? Well, 2 days? Yeah, 25th, 27th now. Okay. I'm both tired and hungry, which is not a good combination. But I'm hungry for some Fata Morgana. I planned to open up with that, but I forgot to say it. So, but I'm actually hungry too. Like, I want to eat. So, like, I want to eat some Fata Morgana. Most people would dismiss such a claim as madness, and I almost did exactly that. But there is something strangely enchanting about her voice. I found myself slowly drawn into her tale, listening intently to her every word. She just said, like, blood, feeling. The more I heard, the harder it was to believe she was lying. And before long, I was convinced she was the daughter of God, a saint whose blood had miraculous powers. Her first cry ended a lengthy drought in the village where she was born, and her blood cured the sick. She rolled up one sleeve to show me her arm. Practically every inch of her skin from her shoulder to the tips of her fingers was scarred from where she had been cut. According to her, the scarring had once been far worse, but it improved with the application of ointment. Every single one of those scars, she said, marked a person who had sought her blood. I wonder if her blood actually does heal, though. Because I'm kind of the opinion, I think it does. Like, she tried to brush it off saying, like, placebo, which, that's valid. But at the same time, And I believed every word. There's something about her that set her apart from the rest of us normal people, like she was some higher being. They are not self-inflicted wounds, nor the marks of someone who had tried to take her own life, but symbols of the great sacrifices she had made. She offered to give Nellie her blood, but without a moment's hesitation, I accepted. Mell? Hey Nellie, I'm back. And I brought someone with me. A saint. A saint? Yep. She's here because medicine hasn't been working for you. She can perform miracles, so she's going to cure you. Miracles? That's right. Her blood has miraculous healing powers. Blood? Fear not, my beloved sister. Hear my words and do as I say. You must have faith for the miracle to be performed correctly. I give you my blessing, that I may bestow you unto you salvation. I give you my love, and I give you relief. Hear my words. I hear them. I just like the fact that when Morgana is, alone because she has a lot of spare time, she's just thinking, okay, what's a bunch of cool things I could say to people whenever I give them my blood? This body is created not in a mortal womb. This flesh is not the flesh of man. This blood is not the blood of man. The water that flows through these holy veins flows from the river of creation. Have mercy on them, O Father. May the infirm find comfort in your warmth. May the destitute, did I say that right? Find reprieve in your generosity. Is it reprieve or reprived? Reprieve? Yeah, reprieve sounds better. May my flesh bring nourishment and health unto this girl. Bestow upon her your blessing, O Father. Morgana held a pale hand above Nellie's mouth and, without hesitation, sliced her own wrist. Blood slowly trickled down her middle finger from the cut, dripping into the gap between Nellie's bluish lips. I stood there entranced by the scene, like I was witnessing some kind of ritual. I wasn't sure, however, whether to describe it as sacred or profane. Watching the fresh blood trickle from the cut on her wrist made me break out into a sweat, feeling like I was violating a taboo. My knees rattled, and I could barely stay on my feet. Needles pricked my hands. Thoughts slipped through my fingers before they could fully form. Had I crossed a line that wasn't meant to be crossed? Had I stepped into a territory man was never supposed to enter? In time, I stopped processing Morgana's prayer as words. It became nothing but a rhythmical sequence of sounds bouncing around in my head. My line of thought grew gradually narrower. Morgana's really tall. Isn't she taller than Mell? At least, the way the sprites look. Like, we don't have Mell on screen to compare to, but... What? Huh? Are you alright? The ceremony is complete. How's Nellie? She's asleep right now, but she should awaken soon. Oh, good. My blood has the power to cause miracles, but you must remember that the miracles predicated on your faith. So are you saying we need to worship you? No, I'm merely God's progeny. Your praises and prayers should be directed at my Father, the Lord God. I should get going then. Hey, thank you very much. When Morgana had said I would never be able to understand or empathize with her, she had not been lying. Having only heard her tell of it, I still believe there is room for me to close the gap between us. That we still had enough in common, but seeing it with my own eyes, feeling it with my entire being, I no longer had any illusions of us being on the same plane. As I gave her my thanks, my voice was audibly trembling. Mell, come on, get up, dearest Mell. Oh, Mell. Nellie? Aha! Finally, you're awake, sleepyhead. What's with the look? You making a funny face? Are you? Good to be up and about? Yep, I woke up this morning feeling wonderful. Feel my forehead, Mell, see? No fever. It is. It's gone. She actually performed a miracle. I only remember bits and pieces. I remember a really pretty saint lady showing up and giving me her blood. Is that how she remembers it? Her memory is pretty hazy, huh? Then I got this warm and fuzzy feeling inside me, and I had this really strange dream. What kind of dream? There's a whole bunch of lights floating all around me. They were changing into all sorts of different colors. It's the most wonderful dream. That doesn't help me understand at all, Nellie. That was a good dream, but that's what matters. And that's what matters. Must have been the Saint Lady's power at work. Must be, yeah. So relieved you're feeling better, Nellie. Sorry about all the trouble I caused you, but now everything can go back to normal. Yep, all back to normal. And then her fever comes back a few days later. She wants to thank me? Yeah. Nellie's insisting I let her meet you so she can show her gratitude. So if it's alright, would you mind coming to supper sometime? That'd probably not be wise. Huh? Why not? It'd hardly be pleasant having to eat in the presence of a face as grotesque as mine. I doubt your sister would react well to the sight of it. I don't think it would cause any problems. Nellie isn't the kind of girl to judge someone by their looks. Perhaps not, but to her I'm a saint, not a normal person. In her mind, she thinks I'm beautiful, doesn't she? You must maintain that illusion. It is essential to the miracle that her faith remains unwavering, and on some level, that faith depends on her idealized image of me. You think so? Though our time together is brief, I could see it in her. She is a girl with great love of beauty. And perhaps, the same could be said of you. I don't judge people by how they look. It's what's inside that matters. I'll take you at your word. Thanks. So, are you sure you don't want to come? I really shouldn't. I'm terribly sorry. Okay. Why in the world am I feeling relieved? Nellie recovering was a huge weight off my shoulders. Now everything could go back to the way it was, quiet and unremarkable. I could finally go out and get a real job, forget about my old life, live like a regular old commoner. That's what I was going to do, for the both of us. Problem was, Nellie hadn't actually recovered completely. She was in nearly perfect health the first few days after drinking Morgana's blood, but soon her fever came back. She stopped being able to get out of bed. To top it all off, she started having lengthy coughing fits. During some of them, she coughed up little bits of bloody... How do you say that? Said it right. Nearly had a panic attack. So I rushed down to Morgana's cottage and told her what had happened, which she responded with a quizzical tilt of her head. Nellie's health meant everything to me. It certainly wasn't the curiosity her head tilt seemed to make it out to be. But it didn't seem to bother her at all. The miracle took place, but it didn't persist. That doesn't make much sense. But it's true. She can't get out of bed. It's not a problem with her faith. I've been teaching her the word of God every night. She absolutely believes in you, and her saint. Lower your voice. I'll perform another miracle for her. You'll do it again? I'll not forsake those who are in need. And You'll stick this time, right? I cannot promise anything. But why? Your miracles aren't supposed to be temporary, are they? Whether they are or not is decided by you and your sister. You're my only hope, though. Please do not worry. If a second blessing is not enough to cure her of her ailment, then I'll visit and give her my blood as many times as is necessary. I'll gladly give her every last drop of blood in my body. Why did you betray her again, Mell? I assure you, my father does not want to see two young souls like yourselves torn apart. And neither do I. We should get going. Alright. For the second time, Morgana had Nellie drink of her blood. For the second time, she was healthy again the next morning. For the second time, she fell ill again shortly thereafter. Her fever returned. I wanted to get Morgana. She gave Nellie her blood. The cycle repeated again and again. Every time, I had to watch her go through that ceremony. Oh, Discord message. Who's that? Oh, it's him. Shut up. Sorry, Yukimasa. I don't mean that. Although I do. All the way down. All the way... No! Stop! There. Okay. It was exhausting. So this is just a thought. If we assume that she actually has miracle blood, and if we also assume that it's like, what? Yeah, shut up! So like the reason it didn't work could be because like, so if it is faith-based, there, Discord notifications all the way down. So imagine last time that Mell acknowledged that like incest was a sin, which is it? I haven't read the Bible, but doesn't it have incest in it? I think it does, but that's not the point. That could be why it didn't work if we assume it's not a placebo, or you know, it could just be a placebo. But I'm not buying that. That's what Morgana said, and everything Morgana says is a lie. And I wasn't sure how I could handle it much longer. Started thinking maybe there wasn't anything sacred about any of this. That it was just as blasphemous as it looked from the outside. I was making a girl cut her own wrist and feed my sister her blood. Nothing about that sounded right. But I had nowhere else to go, no one else to ask for help. When I was with Morgana, listening to her words of reassurance, she, without fail, wiped away all the doubt I had. It wasn't until after she left that the wave of regret hit me. I wasn't sure what was right or wrong anymore. Wasn't sure what to do anymore. Every time I went to see Morgana, it got more and more difficult to look her in the eye. I stopped asking her for walks as often, and I stopped trying to have chats with her, not so much out of a sense of guilt, but because I was getting to be afraid of her. Huh? One of these... Oh. We've heard this before, I think. Have we? I think this played in door 1. Maybe door 2. One of those draining days, someone knocked on the door. I didn't ask Morgana to come down that day, so I wasn't sure who it could be. Nellie was asleep in her bed, so I quietly rose from my seat and made my way to the door, trying not to wake her. Who is it? Yukimasa? Hello? Who's there? I had an inkling of a suspicion, but having been raised in such a sheltered environment, I didn't understand exactly how dangerous it was to thoughtlessly open the door to anyone who came knocking. I pulled the door inward a couple of inches and tried to take a peek through the crack. Ah! When out of nowhere, someone grabbed my shoulder and shoved me, helpless to resist, into the house. A man stood there above me. Hey, Yukimasa! What? What do you think you're doing? What do you want from me? I don't have anything valuable. I'm just a regular old peasant. I'm not here to rob you. What? You're in contact with the witch, are you not? Huh? The girl who lives by the lake calls herself a witch. Witch? I don't know any witch. The only one who lives there is a saint. A saint? I was told she was a witch. But regardless, there's a girl who lives there with miracle blood, no? Ah. Looks like I've got the right person. What do you want from me? I want you to help me. Huh? I need you to lure the witch out into the open. And why do you need to do that? Why do you need that? Because I need her blood. I need to get my hands on the witch's miracle blood. Then go ask her for it yourself. Why should I have to help you? She won't open the door for me. By you, I've seen you talking to her. Seem quite friendly with the witch. Taking little walks around the lake. How? I need your help. And what? What are you going to do once you have her outside? I have orders from the Lord to take her captive. What? The Lord? Why would he? That is none of your concern. You expect me to buy that? All I need from you is to get the witch out of that house. Why would I? She doesn't trust me. I could always force my way in, but there's a chance something might go wrong, and I can't risk that. If she hears your voice, she'll open the door, yes? The witch trusts you, unlike me. With your help, there's no risk of anything going wrong. You barge in here, tell me you want to capture her. You think I'm just gonna agree to help? Like, heck I will! I mean, you don't have to win with the sword, though. Oh, don't worry, you'll get your share. You need the witch's blood too, right? I don't care about getting a share. You're asking me to deceive her. Yes! Mell's at least somewhat a good person. I'm happy with this. I don't care what you think she is. She hasn't done anything wrong. So no, I won't help you capture her. You leave me no choice then. What? He approached the bed where Nellie slept, drawing his sword and pressing the tip against her throat. It happened so quickly and without any warning, my mind couldn't keep up. I stood there, mouth half open like an idiot. If I were courageous, if I were gallant and brave, then maybe I would have grabbed him, pulled him away from Nellie. But my legs seem so severed from my mind, they're frozen to the floor like two useless rocks. You have two options. Either you say no and protect the witch, get away, or you help me capture her. Get away from her, right now. If you choose the witch, I kill the girl. Get away! Make your decision. Get away from her! You have until the count of 10. If you don't choose, I kill the girl. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, I'll do it. I'll help you. So get your sword out of her face. Don't kill her. Now you'd hold out until the last second. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's get going. Get moving. You pitiful little boy. I think that's supposed to be like crying, but I felt like jumping into a lake. There's one right there. Couldn't make sense of how I ended up in such a position. Just a few months earlier, been living back at the family's estate. Hardly a worry in the world. Nellie had been healthy and happy. It hadn't been exciting, no. But I figured that was how things would always be. That one day I'd fall for some noble girl. Nellie would get jealous, and I'd have to spend several days or even weeks pacifying her. Well, it ended pretty badly, let me tell you. Everyone would be happy, a life free of troubles. No, everyone would be crying. Because that was normal, and I was normal. So what was I doing living in some tiny cottage so far from home? Feeding my sick sister miracle blood. What was I doing walking beside this barbarian? What was I doing at all? I was conflicted. Part of me hoped that we would never arrive at the lake. Part of me wanted to get there as quickly as possible so I could be done with all this. But time plodded on no quicker or slower than normal. And we arrived at Morgana's door in short order, irrespective of my own selfish hopes. Thought of what was going to happen next filled me with a crushing sense of guilt. I may have been afraid of Morgana, but I had no grudge against her. I was actually quite grateful to her. She was still healing Nellie, even if the ceremony to do so inspired fear in me. She didn't hesitate to cut her own wrist open for Nellie, and for me. She didn't grimace, or even frown, though I knew it had to hurt. I knew danged well she wasn't a bad person, that she hadn't done anything to warrant being taken into custody. She might very well have been a genuine saint. But there I was, settling her out because a man with a sword threatened me. Oh, Father who art in heaven, please forgive me for what I'm about to do. Please forgive me. Quit sniveling. You wanted to get suspicious? But how? I can't, please, oh God. Stop crying. How do I do crying sound effects? What? No, I always do that. Or would you rather I kill you here? Just close your eyes. It'll be over before you know it. Do it. Call in the witch. Who's there? It's me. I'm not here about Nellie today. I am... Sorry for being so distant lately. I want to talk things over. Then I heard a faint gasp through the door. Then she responded. I want to talk to you two. Why? Why does she have to want to talk to me now? She'd always been so curt, so irrational, so quick to cut down my fantasies. Never one to get emotional or sentimental. She'd always given off the impression of being something greater than we mere humans. Always been so aloof, never giving any indication she thought anything of me at all. So why? Why did she sound like a normal girl now? Why was her voice trembling slightly when she said she wanted to talk? Why now, of all times? So, like, was cutting off the arm necessary? Like, why did he do that? Ah! 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 Pretty good screaming, yeah. Get back. No. Stay away from me. No. Ah! Help. Don't kill me. Take it. What? That's your share. Should last you long enough. Yeah. What? Why? Why did you take my arm? What do you mean by share? What? Why? It all happened in less than a minute. I told her I wanted to talk. She opened the door. Then I heard it sound like the wind whipping past my ear. The next thing I knew, her cottage was covered in blood. Never once did I expect anything to happen how it did. When he said he wanted to capture her, took it to mean exactly that. I hadn't thought he would turn brutal. That he would do something so horrific. After the man cut her arm off, Morgana tumbled to the floor, floundering about as he watched, blood trickling down the curved blade in his hand. Her screams were indistinguishable from those of a normal person. So, like, why did he cut off her arm, though? Like, so, you know, it's Mell's share. Right. But, like, we know that Mell establishes the relationship with them. You know, to harvest her blood later on. And, I mean, like, if you cut off someone's arm in these days, there's, like, a 50% chance they die. At least. Come on. Erg. What am I supposed to be doing? What are these sound effects? Her arm. Kneeling in the grass of the lake shore, I vomited and I vomited and I vomited. Okay, kind of thought I was vomiting, but I wasn't for sure. The thing I had seen in the cabin were far too much for me to handle. I tossed the arm, Morgana's arm, the man had given me into the lake. What else was I supposed to do with it? It was an arm. A human arm. Well, you would have been insane to go... You would have to be insane to go around carrying someone's severed arm. Try to convince myself it was all a dream. Some terrible nightmare. But I could still feel the warmth of her skin fresh on my hands. The warmth of her blood on my fingers. Dragging me back to reality. My mind couldn't keep up with the flood of thoughts and emotions and images. I wanted to close my eyes, but I was too afraid I'd find the bloodbath in the cottage on the back of my eyelids, which left me with nothing to do but wail. I was horrified at what I had done. I knew that I was the one who had set it all in motion. If I'd kept quiet, Morgana wouldn't have had her arm cut off. But I didn't want to admit it was my fault. Didn't want to accept it that I had caused it. I mean, to be fair, like, he did hold a sword to your sister's throat. I did nothing wrong. Well, now that's a bit not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, like, you did what you could. It's not my fault. He threatened me, so it's not my fault. I had no choice. I didn't do anything. Frantically scrubbed my blood-soaked clothes in the lake. As I watched the red cloud spread, I knew I was defiling something pure and beautiful. My awareness of that fact was slowly dissipating like the blood through the clear water. By the time I had gotten all the blood off my clothes, the sun was beginning to set. I came back to my senses at the sound of a bird chirping, quickly recalled that I had left Nellie alone at the house. My legs were shaking, and I could barely keep myself upright, but remembering her gave me enough motivation to drag myself back home. If she hadn't been there waiting for me, seriously might have thrown myself into the lake instead. Mell? What's the matter, dearest Mell? Where have you been? Mell? I'm so sorry. What? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Will you ever be able to forgive me? Dear Mell? Never meant for this to happen. So sorry. Please, I'm begging you to forgive me. I'm begging you. Were you not able to get my medicine? Is that what you're crying about? It's not that big a deal, Mell. I'm just fine. Honest. I'm alright. Thanks. This is still going on? I mean, we still haven't met Jacopo yet, so it's gotta keep going on for at least a while. I'm too hungry to do this. I need to go eat. It's another short one, but I guess that's fine. We'll finish it out. Watch it actually finish off and like... Hold on. Is this actually the end? Hold on. Is this just the monologue before the end? No, okay, that's... Okay. Ignore that. Don't read that text I just skipped through. Because I didn't. Okay. I'll be back next time, guys, with hopefully a 40-minute one. I've been pretty short on length in the past few ones. Although, I mean, 26 minutes, 27, which is about the length of the past ones. Isn't that bad, but still. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.